Normally I don't make these videos, just discussing NASCAR news and events. Typically, we wait for the racing debrief, go over that. But today, the announcement of Stewart-Haas racing being over, right? This is the last season. It's an interesting one, right? Sitting here, I knew they were making an announcement at 4 o'clock. Obviously, I've seen the rumors throughout the few weeks. They're going to sell the charters, whatever, right? But coming here, sit in my car for break at work and opening my phone and seeing, it's officially the last season, is interesting news. Stewart-Haas Racing is one of the NASCAR teams I've always liked. It's one of the two teams that I've typically rooted for in general, whether it being Joe Gibbs Racing. Those are typically the teams that I root for. Drivers on it have always been drivers I've liked. So Stewart-Haas Racing really has been the team that my favorite drivers have been on for most of the time I've watched NASCAR, right? Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick are my two favorite NASCAR drivers ever. So, that's the team I've always rooted for, right? Whether it's the 14 or the 4 car. I've rooted for those teams. This year is really the only year I've not really watched Stewart-Haas as much because obviously both those drivers retired. But it's just, I guess, weird, and I don't know how I feel. Obviously, those are, again, a team I've always rooted for. When Tony Stewart moved there in 2009, I remember that. Tony Stewart's a driver that I liked as long as I can remember liking NASCAR, right? I always liked that he had the orange car, right? That Home Depot car was one of my favorites just because it was orange. But yeah, that's something that I really was a fan of him since I was super little, right? Super young. And I remember when it was announced that he was going to Haas and Stewart-Haas is going to become the team name and become the team. And, I remember that in 2008 when that got announced. So, I was 9 when that happened. And, Kevin Harvick going to Stewart-Haas. I had a few years where I didn't really watch NASCAR as much, which is probably hard to believe. But 2012, or really 2011 to 2013, I didn't watch it as much. Or really pay attention at all. So when I started watching NASCAR again in 2014, Kevin Harvick was there. So, the driver I've really always been a fan of. I mean, if you see on my Instagram or on my X, my profile picture is me next to the 29 show car in 2001. So I've always been a fan of Kevin Harvick. So when he went there, 2014 obviously won a championship. That was a really cool year, and that was a special season. And obviously the seasons that followed it, right? I mean, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, all those years, Kevin Harvick was in contention for a championship, and honestly, without the playoffs, should have won multiple championships with Stewart-Haas. So, that's the thing. And obviously the other years, 21, 22, 23, maybe weren't successful years. Obviously, in that span, that 3-year time, Kevin Harvick only won twice, which was 2 in a row, Michigan and Richmond in 2022. But still, it was a special connection to that team, and seeing that team now, it's it's over. They're going to sell the charters, which will probably be going to Front Row and would be going to Trackhouse, 2311. Those are all the teams that are kind of rumored to be buying at least one each. And then from there, who knows where the other one might go. Maybe Front Row gets 2. I assume Ford probably doesn't want to lose 4 cars, so losing 2, obviously Chevy and Toyota each gained one. For Trackhouse and 2311 bought one. But it's unfortunate to see a team like that go away. I don't know from the ownership perspective really what their mindset is. I think Tony Stewart was a little annoyed with NASCAR and the direction that they went, and he's always had issues with NASCAR throughout forever. But I think with that and with Ford, not letting him get Kyle Larson, I think that really added to it. And then Stewart-Haas, I have no idea what that dude ever does. You never see him at the track. You never see him at F1 either, with his F1 team. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Stewart-Haas are more focused on F1. Tony Stewart's focused on drag racing with his wife. So, I think that's probably the focus at that point. They're each focused on something different. NASCAR's kind of maybe fallen out of what they're interested in. But, yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting day. Interesting to, see. I kind of forgot about it. Like, I knew it was going to be happening, but, okay, I woke up this morning and went to work and whatever. So, yeah, it's weird. Obviously, for the people that work there, it's, I imagine, disappointing because they got about 300 people. That's a post that I've seen. So, 300 people are going to be looking for work. Now, again, those teams that buy the charters, if it is Front Row, Trackhouse, 2311, right, they're going to obviously need people for those teams. So I'd imagine that they would hire a lot of people, but you never know, right? You don't, it's not guaranteed that you're going to just go, with that charter where that goes. Of course, you got a lot of drivers that are going to be looking around for where they go. I think the drivers themselves are, obviously it's difficult, but I think they're in good spots, most of them at least, to, have teams be interested in them. I don't see why a team wouldn't be interested in Chase Briscoe and Josh Berry, Noah Gragson. Ryan Preece, I feel like maybe he's the guy I feel like would probably not get a seat if any of them were to not. Just because I think that he's kind of struggled a little bit more. And Josh Berry's a rookie. Chase Briscoe's, in with Ford. They're going to put him somewhere. The rumor for him is Wood Brothers getting rid of Harrison Burton, so Chase Briscoe would go there. And then you have, Josh Berry, Noah Gragson. I mean, Junior Motorsports could be an outside potential if they want to jump to Cup. Get one of those two drivers. I feel like Dale Jr. would probably go with Josh Berry if he had to pick one of the two. Again, Noah Gregson's a good pick. Somebody will take him, obviously. I think this year he's kind of redeemed himself for his poor performances last year with Legacy Motor Club. So I think they'll all be in good spots, but just, I think, a difficult day for all those people. And I mean, obviously difficult for people that are fans of that team, right? And again, to the team that you've rooted for most of your life racing, going away is very strange. I mean, yeah, it's weird. It's very weird. But guess we'll see what news comes out after this, and who goes where. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.